After 23 years of turning wrenches, I can tell you, people waste thousands of dollars on cars they think are reliable, while three of the most bulletproof vehicles I've ever worked on sit on used lots collecting dust. I'm not talking about Civics. I'm not talking about Corollas. Those are fine cars, but everyone already knows about them, which means you're overpaying. The three cars I'm about to show you, mechanics buy these for their own families. I've bought two of them myself. They cost half of what the popular picks cost. They run forever, and the repair bills are so low it almost feels like cheating. We're counting down from number 3 to number 1. And number 1 is the car that'll change how you shop for good. Let's get into it. I've been a certified mechanic since 2002. I've worked on everything from rusted out farm trucks to brand new BMWs, and I've kept records on every single one. Today, I'm counting down the 3 most reliable cheap cars that nobody talks about. These aren't opinions. This is what I've seen with my own hands over 2 decades. I'm going deepest on number 1, because that's the one that'll genuinely change how you think about buying used. Let's start with number 3. Last spring, a 28-year-old nurse named Sarah came in looking for a daily driver. Budget, $8,000. She was about to put a deposit on a 2016 Nissan Sentra with 95,000 miles. I told her, don't do that. I showed her a 2008 Toyota Avalon with 130,000 miles for $6,200. She looked at me like I was crazy. That was 11 months ago. Total repair cost since? $38. An oil change and a cabin air filter. People under 45 won't touch it because it looks like something their grandparents drove. That's exactly why it's a steal. Under the hood sits Toyota's legendary 3.5-liter 2 GR-FEV6, the same engine they put in the Lexus ES350, paired with a 6-speed automatic that Toyota has been refining since the early 2000s. The timing chain, not a belt, is good for the life of the engine. I've personally seen 3 of these roll past 350,000 miles with nothing but basic maintenance. The valve springs, the oil pump, the water pump, they're all overbuilt. A 2008 to 2012 Avalon runs $5,000 to $9,000. A comparable Lexus ES350, same engine, same platform, goes for $10,000 to $15,000. That's a $5,000 to $7,000 gap for a badge. Most expensive repair I've ever done on an Avalon? Alternator replacement, $340. Same job on the Lexus, $680. Check the front struts. If the car dips hard on braking, budget $400 for replacements. Look at the valve cover gaskets for oil seepage. $150 fix tells you the previous owner skipped maintenance. Test the power steering pump at full lock. A whine means it's going about $280. Commuters, families, anyone who wants Lexus quality at Kaya prices, this is your car. But if you care what your coworkers think about your ride, I get it. Move on. But if you think the Avalon is overlooked, wait until you hear about number 2. A retired teacher named Dave, 62 years old, came in 2 years ago. He wanted a used BMW 3 Series because his neighbor had one. Budget, $12,000. I pulled him aside and said, Dave, I like you too much to let you do that. I put him in a 2014 Buick LaCrosse with 78,000 miles for $9,800. 2 years later, he's at 121,000 miles. Total maintenance cost, $214. Oil changes, 1 set of brake pads, and a battery. He told me last month it's the best car he's ever owned. The Buick name is poison to anyone under 50. That's a branding problem, not an engineering problem, and it's saving you thousands. The 2010 to 2016 LaCrosse with the 3.6-liter LFXV6 is one of GM's most refined powertrains. This engine uses direct injection, variable valve timing, and a timing chain rated for 200,000 plus miles. The 6-speed 6T70 transmission, when serviced every 60,000 miles, is a tank. Here's the insider detail. The LaCrosse shares its Epsilon 2 platform with the Cadillac XTS and the Saab 9.5. You're getting Cadillac bones at used Hyundai prices. A 2013 to 2016. LaCrosse goes for $7,000 to $12,000. A comparable Cadillac XTS, $14,000 to $20,000. A BMW 3 Series of the same year, $12,000 to $18,000, and the BMW's maintenance will eat you alive. Most expensive repair I've done on a LaCrosse? Water pump at 140,000 miles, $420. Same job on the BMW, $1,100. That's not a typo. Check for timing chain stretch. A rattle on cold start means it's due. Budget $800 if needed. Inspect the front wheel bearings. Humming at highway speed is the giveaway. $350 per side. Pull the transmission dipstick. Dark fluid means it was neglected. Walk away. Budget-conscious buyers who want a quiet, comfortable highway cruiser with low repair costs. This is your car. But if you need something sporty or compact for city parking, this isn't it. All right, that was number 2. Now, number 1. This is the car I recommend more than any other, and almost everyone pushes back when I say it. This one's personal. A guy named Marcus, 34, software engineer, came in last year dead set on a 2019 Honda Accord. Budget, $18,000. I told him to look at a 2018 Mazda 6 Grand Touring with 52,000 miles, listed at $14,200. He literally laughed, said, "Mazda? Those things fall apart." I told him to give me 10 minutes. I showed him the maintenance records on 3 Mazda 6s I'd serviced over the past 4 years. Combined repair costs across all 3, not each, all 3, $312. He bought the Mazda 6 that weekend. 8 months later, he called me. Total spent $0 beyond oil changes. He said, "You were right, I can't believe nobody told me about this car." Mazda still carries the ghost of the Ford partnership era. People remember the Mazda 3 rust issues from 2007. But the 2014 and newer Mazda 6 is a completely different animal. Designed, engineered, and built entirely by Mazda after they split from Ford. The market hasn't figured this out yet. The Skyactiv G 2.5-liter 4-cylinder is one of the most efficient, naturally aspirated engines on the market. No turbo to fail. No direct injection carbon buildup. It uses a combination of port and direct injection starting in 2018. The Skyactiv Drive 6-speed automatic is Mazda's own unit. Not a Jatco, not an Assen. And it's been bulletproof. I've personally worked on over 40 of these. Not one has come back with a major powertrain issue. The compression ratio is 13:1, highest in any production gasoline engine at the time. And they did it without requiring premium fuel. That's engineering. A 2017 to 2020 Mazda 6 runs $12,000 to $18,000. A Honda Accord of the same years, $16,000 to $23,000. A Toyota Camry, $15,000 to $22,000. You're saving $4,000 to $6,000 and getting a car that drives better than both. Most expensive repair I've ever done on a Skyactiv Mazda 6, rear brake caliper at 98,000 miles, $285. Same job on the Accord, $380. On the Camry, $360. Check the rear wheel wells and rocker panels for rust, especially in northern states. If it's clean, you're golden. Listen for a ticking noise from the fuel injectors on cold start. That's normal on direct injection models. If it goes away in 30 seconds, don't worry. Test the infotainment screen. The 2016 to 2017 models had a firmware bug that caused freezing. A dealer update fixes it for free. Anyone who wants a fun-to-drive, reliable sedan that looks and feels like a $30,000 car for half the price, this is it. First-time buyers, young professionals, families. But if you absolutely need a V6 or AWD, the Mazda 6 doesn't offer either. And if brand name matters more than engineering to you, this isn't your car. 3 cars the market forgot, but mechanics didn't. The Toyota Avalon, Lexus quality for half the price. The Buick LaCrosse, Cadillac Bones at Hyundai Money. And the Mazda 6, the best-kept secret in the entire midsize sedan market. If I had to buy one car right now to drive for the next 10 years, with the lowest possible total cost of ownership, I'd buy another Mazda 6 and not think twice. That's 23 years of watching these cars roll in and out of the shop,